Hey everyone, welcome to AI Deep Hallucination. Today, we're talking about a phenomenon on GitHub. NousResearch's hermes-agent. Launched February 25th, it hit 50,000 stars in under 50 days, gaining over 6,000 stars per day, and dominated GitHub trending for 2 straight weeks.
That's insane growth. What even is it?
Simply put, it's an open-source personal AI agent runtime, not a framework like LangChain. It's a fully working agent out of the box. You can talk to it through Telegram, Discord, Slack, WhatsApp, Fieshu. It runs 24/7 on your own server.
Sounds a lot like OpenClaw. Are they competitors?
Same category, heavily overlapping user base, but completely different design philosophy. We'll get into that. Hermes's official pitch is self-evolution. It claims to get smarter as you use it. That's what we're breaking down today. Is the self-evolution real, or is it marketing?
All right, so how does this evolution actually work? Let's break it down.
Hermes officially promotes 3 mechanisms, but spoiler alert, only the first 2 actually work at your personal agent level. The third is really for NousResearch's own lab. Starting with the first, auto-generated skill documents. When you complete a complex task, say, deploying a service, the agent writes its own runbook afterward, recording the steps, pitfalls, and how to verify success. Next time it encounters a similar task, it checks the runbook instead of reasoning from scratch.
That's genuinely useful. We talked about skills being structured prompts in a previous episode, though DataCamp's tutorial listed a workaround command for when skills don't trigger. So the problem clearly exists.
Right, and that workaround is in the official troubleshooting docs, which basically admits the issue. Second mechanism, bounded memory. Hermes has hard character limits on memory files. Memory.md is capped at 2200 characters, user.md at 1375. This forces the agent to prioritize what's worth keeping. The system also periodically nudges it to consolidate memory and skills. Plus, it has cross-session full-text search using SQLite FTS5.
Interesting. The constraint becomes an advantage. Forces discipline. We covered how OpenClaw's unlimited markdown memory turns into a junk drawer if you don't curate it.
Exactly. 2 different philosophies. Third mechanism is the RL training pipeline. But let's be clear, this doesn't make your agent smarter. It's for NousResearch's lab. Hermes integrates the Atropos framework to batch export tool calling trajectories, which get used for GRPO+, LoRa fine-tuning of smaller models. But that feedback loop benefits Nous's model training pipeline, not your personal instance. Your underlying model weights don't change by a single byte.
So what does self-evolution actually mean then?
Senior engineer George Larson put it precisely. On the skills system, he wrote, structured prompt injection with a CRUD layer, not a capability. It's stuffing things into the prompt, not real capability. On the memory system, grows with you is a stretch for what amounts to structured note-taking. In plain English, the self-evolution claim is overpacked marketing for what is essentially structured note-taking.
So the auto note-taking, organizing, and searching, that's real. But the underlying model hasn't changed a single byte. It's not machine learning evolution. It's a well-designed context management system.
Exactly right. So here's the question. How does a project that's basically a slightly better note-taking system hit 50,000 stars in under 50 days? The answer? Its competitor blew up.
You mean OpenClaw?
OpenClaw, nearly 350,000 stars, the undisputed king of open-source agents. But starting early this year, its security completely collapsed. Over 200 CVEs and security advisories, and the tracker shows numbers still climbing. The wildest one, CVE 2026. 22172, rated critical. Let any authenticated WebSocket client self-declare admin privileges like operator.admin, and the server just accepted it. One step from low privilege to full admin.
CVSS 9.9, and you don't even need a high privilege account. Any credential works. What about the skill marketplace? Any supply chain issues?
ClawHub Skill Marketplace. In early February, Koi Security did a full audit. At the time, the marketplace had 2857 skills, and they found 341 were malicious. That's 12%. 335 of those belonged to a coordinated campaign called Claw Havoc, deploying the AMOS stealer, targeting browser passwords, keychain, crypto wallets, SSH keys. By April, ClawHub had ballooned to 44,000 plus skills, but cleanup couldn't keep up. Silverfort also found the ranking system could be manipulated. Attackers could push malicious skills to number 1 in any category.
Security collapse plus marketplace poisoning. That's devastating. And the founder left right in the middle of all this, right?
Peter Steinberger announced in mid-February that he was joining OpenAI, and Sam Altman immediately posted to confirm. The project was handed to an open-source foundation with ongoing OpenAI support. Then, it got more dramatic. On April 4th, Anthropic announced that Claude Pro and Max subscription credits would no longer cover third-party tools like OpenClaw, switching to pay-as-you-go API billing. Claude code head Boris Cherny explained that subscriptions weren't built for this kind of usage pattern. On April 10th, Steinberger's Anthropic account was temporarily suspended for suspicious activity. It was restored within hours, with an Anthropic engineer publicly stating they'd never banned anyone for using OpenClaw. But the timing was awfully convenient.
And Hermes rose right in the middle of this. Though to be clear, Hermes launched on February 25th. It wasn't built in response to OpenClaw's crisis. It just happened to catch the wind.
Right, the timeline. OpenClaw's security crisis erupted early this year. The founder left on February 14th. Hermes launched February 25th, all within 2 months. Hermes wasn't sniping. It stumbled into a perfect window. 0 CVEs, built-in security scanning, container hardening, plus a one-click migration tool, hermes-claw migrate. For users looking to leave OpenClaw, you didn't need to crush the competition. You just needed to not blow up.
What about the technical side? Is there a real architectural difference between the two?
Trilogy AI's VP David Proctor summed it up perfectly. OpenClaw bets that the hard problem for persistent agents is routing and control. So its core is a Node.js WebSocket gateway that routes messages to the right agent. Hermes bets the hard problem is memory and self-improvement. So its core is a roughly 9,000-line Python learning loop with everything else built around it.
We covered in our Claude Code architecture episode that the React loop is the core of any agent. Hermes didn't replace React. It layered a learning loop on top, elevating memory and skill consolidation to a more central position.
But OpenClaw still wins on features, hands down. 22 messaging platforms versus Hermes's 16. Native macOS app, Canvas visual workspace, 44,000 skills in the marketplace, per command execution governance. And Hermes can actually install ClawHub skills directly. The ecosystem boundary is deliberately kept open. If OpenClaw hadn't had a security meltdown, Hermes probably wouldn't have today's momentum.
And honestly, Hermes' 0 CVE record might just mean it hasn't been seriously attacked yet. 50,000 stars versus 350,000, the attack surface isn't even comparable.
Entirely possible. 0 CVEs doesn't mean more secure. It just means not yet tested. But that doesn't change the core conclusion. Hermes' explosion is a perfect timing story.
So this story is really about timing, not technology?
3 takeaways. First, Hermes' self-evolution is clever prompt injection plus note-taking, not machine learning, structurally real but marketing inflated. Second, it blew up because of timing, not technical superiority. OpenClaw's security collapse, poisoned marketplace, and founder departure created a perfect window. Third, the lesson for the entire open-source agent ecosystem. Security isn't a feature, it's a survival requirement. You can have fewer features than your competitor, but you cannot steal your users' keys.
But here's an interesting twist. You said Hermes won users through timing, yet it can install OpenClaw's skills and serve as an MCP server for Claude Desktop. We talked about the hybrid convergence trend in our last MCP episode. Is Hermes deliberately maintaining compatibility with OpenClaw?
Exactly. And that's the smart play. Instead of treating OpenClaw as an enemy to destroy, Hermes positions itself as a coexisting upper layer. The community is already exploring mix-and-match setups. Hermes for planning, OpenClaw for execution. Both support the agentskills.io standard, and the protocol layer is converging. The future of open-source agents isn't winner-takes-all. It's protocol layer cooperation, runtime layer competition. Hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time.